Hey guys, today we are going to be doing a fortune game. So fortune's a very popular strategy right now. I'll go into the history of it in a little bit, but right now it's like I played 15 games forcing fortune every single game, and you pretty much always hit 3 fortune at around stage 2-5 if you follow this strategy. So what we're gonna do, we're only gonna buy fortune units, and we're going to do what's called like an open fort in the early game, and then try to get a fortune unit on the carousel and then roll down on 2-5 for whatever we're missing. And this is a very popular strategy right now, so a lot of other players are going to be doing it. However, it's pretty easy to hit. Again, like I played it in 15 games. I was contested in the majority of them, and you always hit. How the game goes after that, it's not really up to you and me because, well, things get a little dicey whenever you play fortune. So what we're going to do, first things first, we have the Annie and the Tom Kench already, and yes, this is a very good start. We're only missing 1 unit, but we're going to do what's called a pre-level. So we're going to go ahead and level up. You see down here on the bottom left, we are 0 out of 6 experience. So even though we could sell these 2 units and make 10 gold to make an interest, I'm going to still pre-level because I want to raise the chances to get a 3-cost unit. So you look down here, you see this 15%. That means we have a 15% to get a 3-cost unit at level 4. And if you guys want to get the most updated stats on this, go on over to my website at bunnymuffins.lol and then go to the cheat sheet section. And from there, you could see what the exact roll percentages are for hitting units at every level. So for the history of this composition, a lot of people roll down on 2-1 for the 3 fortune, and that was popularized by a player called ZDD. I'm not really sure if he streams. I don't really know too much about him. If someone does know him a lot, let me know down in the comments like what his info is, because I'd be actually curious to watch him play it. But he's been doing this whole set apparently, but this wasn't really popularized until Solus made a guide on this, and it's pretty much just buy all the fortune units, open fort in stage 2, and then on the stage 2 carousel, grab a fortune unit, and then roll down on 2-5 if you don't find anything. But again, I played this strategy like so many different times already, and it's pretty effective. It's not something you use if you want to like go turbo climbing. If you're like really trying to go for that next rank, I really don't recommend this because there's a very high skill cap managing the fortune streak, and it's like you need to execute very, very precisely in order to really make this work the most. But if you are trying to have fun, which is what the game's all about, right? Like we play video games to have fun, I hope. Unless you're going pro or something like that. But like, if you're going pro, like, I don't know. Like, there's not too much pro scene in TFT. World Championships is coming up, but it's not like huge prize pools or anything like that. But so for me, when I play, I like to have fun. Hopefully you guys like to have fun too. Obviously, I have fun when winning as well, but playing Fortune, you kind of have fun no matter what, even if you go 8th. And like, you will go 8th going this comp. Like, every now and then you will get an 8th, but there are those some games where it's like the freest first place ever, and you just got to go for it. All right, so right here, I'm going to do another pre-level. So now we are 8 out of 10 experience. That means we level up during this turn, and then next turn we'll be level 5. We'll have an even higher chance to get 3-cost units. Hopefully we could get a unit from the carousel anyways. So something like a Katarina or Darius from the carousel would be very effective. And then we sell the rest of our units to get to 10 gold, get 1 extra interest, and pray we kill a unit right now because health is pretty important. You know, getting this win back here, it saves us health, but it does like kind of screw over our win streak, or sorry, our lose streak. And you really want to have like a 5 lose streak because we are going to be losing the rest of our games until we cash out our fortune bonus. In case you guys are new, fortune, the more you lose, the more rewards there are to gain. So it is a very dangerous synergy. You want to try to minimize your losses as much as possible, and you essentially need to try to lose by as few units every single round, which is extremely difficult to do. Again, this is why I say there's a pretty high skill cap because you need to be scouting a ton to make the most use of this composition. But on this carousel, we see this Katarina on the other side here. But unfortunately, this guy in last place is also doing the fortune build. So he just snatched that Katarina so quickly. So I'm going to opt to go for the sword just because sword's a very good item. You want to be building a lot of guardian angels and handed justices in this comp. And I'll go over like a lot more scenarios about how to play this composition in my how to get to diamond video. I played this on the Japan account where I pretty much only play fortune throughout all of platinum to get to diamond. It was a super fun experience, but if you want even more detailed fortune play, we'll go over it there. So here we're on 2-5, I roll. We hit the Darius, and lucky for us, we still have 10 gold left over. Had I not hit that Darius, I still would have rolled until I hit either Katarina, Darius, or Sejuani. You could even get Sejuani. Look, there's a 2% chance to get her here. So you just want to roll all the way down to 0 until you hit 3 fortune and sell all your other non-fortune units in order to start the fortune lose streak. But we got lucky this game. We got the early Darius. But if you guys want to see like what a low roll looks like whenever you play this, wait for that fortune video. It's going to be titled like how to get to diamond in like 2 hours or 3 hours, however many games I recorded. And yeah, there are a lot of games where I roll to 0 and like I hit fortune on the very last roll down. It's like you'll almost always get it. But there might be some games where you don't. You just have to accept the 8th. It's the kind of like a fortune tax, you know? It's like fortune giveth and fortune taketh. But here we take a huge loss. We lose by 4 units. That's not nice at all. Not ideal because, again, we want to lose by 1 or 2 units in order to really maximize our chances of winning the game. We get pretty good, another good roll here. We get Sejuani. Like, it's not strong enough to beat anyone, but it's still nice because Sejuani is a very good unit and we could use her for later, so we might as well just buy her right now. So I do make a mistake here. Instead of this Pike, I should put the Sivir in because Sivir's probably going to kill a unit, whereas Pike might not because he jumps to the backline and no one's really attacking the backline. So if I had a Sivir here, she'd be attacking this Aurelia and maybe I'd be able to kill her much more easily than I do in this game because look at this, I barely kill her. So that could have saved me maybe another life total. Maybe I could have killed someone else after killing the Aurelia right away. But unfortunate, another 4 unit loss. So those are 2 pretty big hits. I thought we were pretty healthy before. We were at around like 86 life, but now we're all of a sudden at 68 and it's a little scary. However, something weird happens here. I'm like, everyone in this lobby is actually pretty strong based on how I scouted beforehand. So I'm looking at this Vi. She's a brawler. I have brawlers on the board. I have great items for Shyvana. I have half a Runons and like half a Zeke's right now. So if I do get Shyvana items here, I'm going to go ahead and buy this Vi. If I don't, I'm going to skip it and probably play for other things later. So we're just going to see what drops. First one, we get a bow, and right from there, I'm like, all right, I'm going to force Shyvana Brawlers, 8 Brawlers, which did get buffed recently. 1, because everything got nerfed, and 2, because Cho'Gath got a little bit stronger. But it's always been a decent comp. There are just other comps that are better that use the same items. But since we have like beautiful Shyvana items here, I'm just going to go ahead and go for it because you can't get like, look at this. It's like, the game wanted me to play this comp. So I dropped them in. I am on a 2 fortune loss streak right now, so I do need to keep the fortunes in. I still want to lose, and this is where things get tricky. So I'm thinking like, oh, I should just build the Runons right away, right? Maybe you should, maybe you shouldn't, because I do want to get at least 6 losses on fortune to get like a really good cash out. 6 losses is typically where, or 6 or more losses is typically where the good rewards really start to come out. So I see this guy, he's got a Kennen up front, he's got a Teemo. He actually has a pretty strong team, so I probably should have built the Runons here to try to mitigate the damage that I'm about to take, because this guy, like, he is absolutely destroying my team, right? Actually, it's pretty close. Maybe I should not have built the Runons, because I might have killed him if I, or I might have won if I did. So I take a 3 unit loss. Again, like Runons, it might do a big swing where if I kill 1 unit faster, it might kill the other ones even faster and snowball the fight completely. Not really too sure. Maybe I could have just put a bow on the Shyvana to kill 1 more unit and that would have been slightly better. But whatever the case is, it's good that we took a loss there because now we're on a 3 fortune streak. We're on a 4 loss streak overall, but we didn't have fortune in for all those games yet, so we are only on a 3 streak. So there I did a quick scout and decided like, all right, I probably should build some items because like these guys are getting pretty strong. So I just go ahead and do that. And hopefully we get to continue the loss streak just a little more. This guy is looking, this game, if I remember correctly, this one was pretty close because Tristana with Morello, even though she's 1-star, Morello does percent health true damage. And that doesn't matter what level you are. It's going to be doing the same damage no matter what. So this is actually a really close game. Who ends up taking this? Don't tell me I actually won this. I actually forgot. We're only on a 3 streak. That's really not that big. And okay. Okay, so yeah, I just barely managed to lose that, which is absolutely perfect because 1 unit losses, that's going to preserve the most health total. Maybe we got a little lucky there. The thing is, like, my board, it's not that strong right now because I'm running Fortune. I have only 2 2-stars right now. On 3-2, most people are level 6. And some people even roll down on 3-2 on level 6. So it's like people should be much stronger, but we're like, it's just like a game of inches sometimes, you know? Okay, so this guy, he's got the Aurelion Soul already. He's got 2-star Shyvana. Holy cow, this guy is a lot stronger than me. He's actually like my comp, my same exact comp, but a lot better because he has a Quicksilver on his Shyvana, which is another really strong item. Holy cow, this is already scaring me. It was at this point I was like starting to get a little nervous, but as long as we face one easy opponent, we'll be able to get a good cash out. We're at a 5 fortune streak right now, so maybe one more loss, and then we get to the magic 6 fortune loss streak, where the rewards start to get a little spicier. In my other video, I'll go into more in depth of how the fortune payouts work. And yeah, we'll explore that later. So I have a glove right now. I'm thinking I could either get like a Quicksilver on Shyvana or a Hand of Justice, but I see the extra Shyvana over there with the Negatron Cloak. So I just go ahead and grab that. If I do end up completing a Shyvana, I'll have a Quicksilver Sash or another Runon's worst case scenario. And if I get the Shyvana too, it'll be a power spike in order to help me cash out my fortune loss streak. Fortune's very dangerous because once you reach stage 4, teams are going to be rolling down and be very powerful, and then sometimes you're not able to cash out. So it's often optimal to end your fortune loss streak at around stage 3-7, or sorry, 3-6, or maybe 4-3, in order to catch people before the 4-1 power spike or the 4-5 power spike. But we level up here. We just drop in a random Maokai. It doesn't really matter what. We don't really have anything else good to put in, but you should be level 6 to get higher roll odds on the next couple of rolls. I'm not going to build anything here. We did get a Lucky Lantern with a Chain Vest and 2 item removers, but that's not really doing too much for us right now. All right, so this guy is Teemo, 2-star or 1-star Teemo with 2-star Janna. His team's actually looking pretty weak, I'll be honest with you guys, because he doesn't really have a true damage unit because Rapid Fire Cannon on Teemo, it doesn't do anything on him. So I forgot if we actually won this one. Okay, I thought we were winning until this Yuumi just healed everyone to full health. Man, Yuumi is crazy. She is such a strong unit. If you ever get like a Yuumi Janna combo, I feel like that's really unbeatable in stages 2 and 3 because they just shield and heal everything. So this shop, not much to do here. I think I like plan on rolling at level 7, cash out on maybe 4-1. If we get Shyvana 2, that'd be like a very good time to cash out. But yeah, we can't really roll here, even though we would like to cash out because rolling on 6 at this late in the game just isn't that great. So normally when you play Fortune, you need to find a way to pivot out of it. So the best ones to go for are either Slayers or Mages, depending on what items you get. This game I am going for Brawlers, so it's slightly different than what I will do in all my other Fortune games. But that's just because I have really good Shyvana items and I have like the Brawler setup already. So that's the only reason why I'm forcing this Brawler comp right now. So we are able to beat this guy. Pretty fortunate for us because we do get to get a cash out. If we lost here, like we probably would have won on 4-1 anyways if we get to Shyvana 2 and maybe like get to 6 Brawler because that is a very strong composition because Brawlers are a mid-game comp. They're not really a late-game comp. And then we get super lucky here. We get a set. So whenever you're playing Brawlers, you're always looking for that extra set. And we get an Ornn. So I'm going to go ahead and drop that Ornn in right now, drop the set in, take out Fortunes because I don't want to touch them ever again for this game. I have like a love-hate relationship with Fortune now because I played it so often. And it's like there's some games where it's just like so punishing, but there's some games where it's really, really good. It's really the Nikos that are like extra special, and we were able to get one of them. We also got a set. If you ever get like Swain 2 or like Samira 2, those are really, really strong combinations at this point in the game from the Nikos and the legendaries. So I do skip the Olaf because I have the Shyvana 2. I don't really want to go for Slayers anymore. And we have the set already, so we have 6 Brawlers. So there's really no point in me pivoting here. The reason why people don't like going Brawlers when they go for the Fortune composition is because it's just not that strong. Brawlers are kind of like a top 4 composition, whereas like the Slayer comp, the Mage comp, all of those, if they get perfect items and like a lot of 2 stars or even some 3 stars, they're going to be getting first place almost no matter what. It's pretty unstoppable to do that. But with Brawlers, it's kind of like a top 4 comp. So that's why it's not as popular. But however, this game, I'm 36 life. I don't think I have that much room to maneuver. I could go down to like 10 life if I tried to go for level 8 and roll down there for the Slayer build. It's just a little risky though. I just rather not. Like my fortune tolerance, it's like it's very low. So I'm just gonna take the Brawlers here and pretty much just pray from there. And we got a great start for it. We got the chosen brawler, we got a 2-star Shyvana, and we have the set. So this next shop here, we're not going to do anything because we just want to level up and go level 8 and then slow roll for either set 2, go for like a Shyvana 2 or Shyvana 3, maybe even like a 3-star Vi since we have a lot of Vi's already. Vi isn't that important, but because we have a lot of Vi's in this particular game, we're just going to go ahead and go for a 3-star Vi. All right, this guy, oh man, this guy's so weak. How is he this weak? How is he this healthy when his board is Nidalee 1-star or Nidalee 2-star with GA Runon's Last Whisper? I mean, these are incredible items. Imagine these items on like an Olaf, but he just doesn't have one, so that's very unfortunate for him. I don't know how he's this high health, I'm gonna be honest. All right, again, this turn, nothing to do because like we're just waiting for level 8. Probably gonna go 8 on either 4-5 or 5-1. All right, so this guy's going mages. He's got mage cap on a Shyvana. There are a lot of Aurelion Souls taken. So right now I'm scouting for Shyvanas because I know a lot of people are playing Dragon Souls, and I can't get 3-star Shyvana if everyone's taking Shyvana. So that's why I did a quick scout there. And since I don't have any extra copies of Shyvana, I'm thinking here maybe I should just go level 9, try to play some random legendaries to round up my composition because 3-star Shyvana really looks out of the picture unless a lot of these players get kicked out of the game. So our second pick here, the other Fortune player, he's 9 life right now. Unlucky for him. He's the guy who stole our, who was it, like a Katarina earlier in the game. I'd like that set because we have a Nico. I could also go for Ornn and Nico that, but I actually opt to go for the Vi, get an attack speed for my Shyvana. It could be argued maybe I should have gotten the Ornn, Nico'd him, get a lot of Ornn items. That actually might have been the best play. I'm not 100% sure, but it for sure would have been more fun, so I should have did it, but it's hard to think of these things in the moment. All right, so now we are, just level up. We only lose 1 gold for leveling up. Let's see what Ornn item we get. We get Anima Visage. So this item would be best on, I think, Nunu. It doesn't really work that well on set because I want full damage on set because damage is where set really shines. I do sell the Vi there, even though I'm looking for Vi 3. I want the bow on my Shyvana eventually. But I think this Anima Visage, I'll just drop it on Swain for now and then sell Swain when I get the Nunu. And then hopefully get 8 Brawlers soon because 8 Brawlers is a very huge power spike. But look, this is another guy who has Shyvana 2-star. Was this the same guy from before? It might be. But a lot of Dragon Soul players, which is kind of bothersome. So we eco back up to 50. And yeah, look at this Brawlers, guys. It's like such a good mid game. During stage 3 and stage 4, it's kind of like the Keeper build in terms of power spike. You get Shyvana 2, you get Kennen 2. A very strong combo because they just demolish everything at this point in the game. It's just because they have too much shielding and too much health to for other comps to deal with. So we roll down a little bit. Don't hit Nunu. Don't hit Cho'Gath. A little unlucky there because I really want them, you know? All right, so this guy, this is the, man, he really wants Kale because he has Rapid Fire Cannon and Rage Blade. But yeah, everyone's playing Shyvana. It's a little bothersome. But let's see what we can do here. I think this is a guy, no, he beat us before for our fortune streak, which was kind of unlucky, you know, or kind of lucky, sorry, because he gave us 1 more round to kill people or to get a loot box, whatever it's called. I can't speak right now, but we were able to beat him there. We get a win streak going into the neutral round. We've seen a lot of Olafs in these roll downs. There's an Aurelion Soul. We just don't want that right now, though. Like any other day of the week, I'd be dying for this Olaf and Aurelion Soul, but right now it's like I just want Nunu and Cho'Gath, but they're just non-existent. There's a Shyvana, so I'll just buy that and kind of chill from rolling there. All right, so here we get a crit, a belt, a chain. What items for those? Probably Titan's Resolve for Set because he already has a critical strike and he's solo frontline, so he's going to get a lot of stacks. And then the other item, definitely going to be a Shroud. Trap Claw's another option, but Trap Claw's more for countering certain champions. It's good against Aurelion Soul, but Shroud is amazing in the late game. And right now we are focused on late game. Shroud is probably one of the best items in the late game, tied with like Zephyr. I'm not really sure which one's better. There might be like a statistical analysis around that, but still no Cho'Gath, still no Nunu. We just got to be patient. So I'll put this on my Swain because I do plan on selling Swain. He gets a decent hit there. I miss the Aurelion Soul, but it's whatever. Not the end of the world. So I noticed I need to reposition because my Shyvana just walked around the whole map and didn't auto attack until like he walked around the whole map or she walked around the whole map. It was a little awkward in that sense, but we kick out the other 6 fortune player or 3 fortune player and Don't steal my Katarina, you know? No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. So on to the next round. We get, man, Samira. Man, why can't I get this in my Slayer games, you know? I got so many Olafs. I got the Samira. I'm still looking for Nunu. Holy cow. So at this point, I want the Trinity Force on my set. Trinity Force is like the best item you can get on from Ornn. But yeah, here I should probably just Nico my set and go level 9 or something like that. But I'm a little greedy. You guys know me. I'm like a very greedy player. It's not a good thing to do because there's no such thing as a greedy play. There's only an incorrect and a correct play. But when you're trying to have fun, like being greedy is much more fun, you know? But look at that Trinity Force. If I had set 2, that whole board is dead instantly, you know? But instead, like, a very close game, you know? Like, I still win, but like that set would have just knocked everyone out and it just no questions asked. But yeah, I really should Nico it. I do make that mistake. And here I'm rolling again. I'm looking for, okay, there we go. Cho'Gath and Nunu. We're going to take that out, sell the Swain, put the Anima Visage on the Nunu. And then since we have 2 item removers, it gives even more value to the Shroud of Stillness because that means I could recycle the Shroud like infinite amount of times. But yeah, here I really should Nico my set, and we go ahead and do that there. Because the power spike we get from it, even though we really want Vi 3, we want Shyvana 3, set 2 with these items, like, oh man, just wait, guys, just wait. Okay, so we get a really good Shroud there. We get his Aesol and his Shyvana. But look at this, look at this. Boom, everyone's dead. Oh god, this is too nice, it's too nice. But yeah, full damage set, it's really, really strong because, yeah, I mean, Trinity Force, you don't get much better items than that. I don't even think Collector is that much better on set. If I got Collector, I'd probably put that on my Shyvana maybe, because Collector gives attack damage stats, whereas Trinity Force gives a lot of AP. And when he does his, like, once he's done with all his sit-ups, he does attack insanely quickly. So the auto damage does help him there, which isn't the end of the world. Whereas, like, there isn't really a good ability power item from Ornn that's good on set, because there is Zhonya's Paradox. However, it kind of is counterintuitive with the rest of his kit, because with his boss trait, he already has like a 40% health threshold that he can dodge around there. Here, we should have gone the Gunblade for Nunu, but I was too slow to think on that, so I just go for the hat. It could be argued that Ionic Spark is better because I could put it on like my Ornn or my Maokai to increase set's damage. So maybe the Ionic Spark was better because, yeah, anything that buffs set is going to be insanely huge. But I wanted to do hat on my Nunu. It should have been Gunblade, but I was too slow to react. We get a Nunu 2-star there, get another Shyvana, and just drop the hat on him. We do a couple more roll downs. We get a Cho'Gath. Unlucky, we get another set. Yeah, you don't want to run 2 sets because they don't complement each other at all. They kind of grief each other. Only one person can do sit-ups at a time. Unlucky, we missed a Shroud there. We shrouded the bottom left. And the Kale, the enemy Kale, I know we can't see it right now because we're scouting, but she's on the top right side, so we just completely missed her there. So bad positioning from us, which causes us to lose this round. And does Set go off? Unlucky. He did like no damage there. So close, so close. That would have been like a huge win streak going into the neutral rounds. And like we're kind of low because we were playing Fortune, so any loss is like super, super scary. Get Cho'Gath 2 there. But yeah, set, like, you never want 2 sets because once the first one goes to do sit-ups and then the second one goes to do sit-ups, he kicks out the first person. So the first person doesn't get the true damage from getting fully rested. So here I'm just rolling down. I'm trying to get Shyvana 3-star and Vi 3-star because, again, we're 27 life. I don't want to take one more loss because that will severely hurt my chances for getting first place because it pretty much prevents a lot of breathing room. So we get a great Shroud here. I did a quick scout beforehand. I don't know if it showed in the video, but yeah, we get a perfect one there. I wasn't going directly for this guy. I was just kind of going for whatever the average was. Look at Zhonya's Paradox. We did 0 damage to him because of it, but we completely annihilated his whole team from this set. Holy cow. In a Swain meta, Set's going to be really good because he does percent health damage and true damage when he comes out of his sit-ups. So yeah, it's... It is a sight to see. Look at this. He did 47,000 damage. Swain did 21,000. We got to give him props too. But let's see what item we get here. We get Zhonya's Paradox. So This could work on Shyvana. However, we have the Giant Slayer over here, so we don't really need this Zonia's on her because she's going to hold the Giant Slayer. That means we could put the Zonia's Paradox on a different champion. We could put it on like Cho'Gath or maybe Vi or maybe just any random unit that we play at the next stage. So we do plan on getting rid of Ornn. So one thing that I learned recently was don't be too greedy with your Ornn. So we got 3 items from him. We shouldn't be playing him anymore because if you take a look at like our health total, we're at 27 live. Everyone else is like 30 or below. That means we don't want any more Ornns because we cannot wait for the turns for him to make an item. So we roll down here. We really want the Shyvana 3. We get a Lee Sin. At this point, I'm just putting in any random legendary unit to put these items on, the Zonia's Paradox. And then if I find like a Swain 2, he'll probably be the best holder for that. But I'm going to put it on Lee Sin for now. And hopefully he knocks out some units, you know? Oh man, this Set, I'm just watching Set every game. Oh no, he's walking around the wrong way. Dude, even his autos do a ton of damage. Okay, he got a useless ult there. He ulted like a level 1 Tristana or something like that. Luckily, the rest of my team is still doing some business. I think Nunu carried this fight. Like, he ate like 3 people this fight. We'll check the damage after this, but MVP to Nunu. Look at that. Nunu, 6k damage. He did more. Shyvana did nothing that game. What is Shyvana doing? She's got 3 of my items and a Zeke's. All right, so we're rolling down. Hopefully we get Shyvana 3. Maybe she does stuff afterwards, but here, let's see. Oh, and by the way, guys, even though Set, you can't run 2 of him, I'm still collecting sets because I was thinking like, maybe I can get 3-star Set, but I'm just being an idiot there. If you're truly tryharding, like these sets should be sold and you'd have more interest. But I wanted to get the 3-star Set just in case I get a lucky game. But yeah, we recycle the Shroud because again, look at the life totals. Everyone's so low. So you want to use these item removers or magnetic removers to remove the item to get the maximum value from Shroud so that we get perfect Shrouds every single time. So we got another Swain player here. He's also got a Yone 2-star. This guy's actually really strong board, but not enough, I guess. Look at that damage. Like, these 3 guys are just, like, really pumping out. All right, so as soon as I sold my sets, I see another set. I'm really only looking for Lee Sin here, so not much else to do. Maybe we should roll down, try to hit Lee Sin 2-star. We are only 1 off, but I'm looking at everyone's teams, like, we just need to item remove this Shroud and keep recycling it, and I think we win from there. I guess we could roll for Lee here. I don't think it makes that much of a difference if you wait a turn or if you roll right now. Level 9 does seem a little far away, so I don't think we're reaching that point because, again, everyone's so low. We'll probably only be level 9 for 1 turn, if that. So rolling down for Lee Sin, probably a little better. So we get a Shroud here. We hit... Oh no, it didn't go on. Does that happen to you guys a lot? You try to put an item on like Shroud or Zephyr right as the fight starts, and then the item just slips off completely. Like, the hitboxes of the champions are just so off. Let's look at that in an instant replay. If we look at my mouse, it is clearly over the Nunu, right? I don't know. All right, whatever. Onto the carousel. We still won because like we kind of countered that guy. Like all these Swain players, like, I mean, like Set's just the best champion against Swain. So we could go for this Chalice here. However, since we are losing to the Kale player, I want to get this Bramble Vest to get as tanky as possible. Put that on my Nunu. He'll end up taking less damage from the Kale. In a way, getting that win without putting the Shroud on might actually be better because now we could use the Shroud on someone else. We could keep cheesing it and like we still won against the other guy. So roll down for a Lee Sin, no luck there, but yeah, just slap the Bramble onto the Nunu. So always make sure you have a guy able to put the Shroud on whenever you're cheesing. And it has to be able to hit everywhere on the map. And here I put it on the Tahm Kench. We get like a perfect one on the Aesol, on the Morgana, on the Swain. And he even Zephyrs are set. A little unfortunate, but like I think we beat this guy no matter what. Look at that ultimate. Like it did 0 damage to Set because of Zonia's, but like it's just not even close here because boom, like we get him again. Actually, it was pretty close. Look at the health on Set. I lied a little bit there. All right, so we beat the other guy. And then the last player, who was the last player? Roll down for Lee Sin. We will have to scout a little bit because, okay, it's another Swain player. So it's just GG from here. The only guy who had a chance against us was the Kale player, but we did misposition against him before. So maybe if we position correctly in a 1v1, it'll be much easier to handle. It's pretty easy to shroud people who run Zeeks or Chalices or Lockets because they'll have to grief their positioning in order to dodge the shroud. So we get an easy shroud there. Nothing too complex or nothing too fancy. Yeah, just a quick zap there. It's really hard for him to avoid it because he has to move 3 units. I only have to move 1. And then, yeah, boom, set in the middle. Completely destroying him. He's going to go and do some sit-ups now. Lee Sin doing some work too, but man, Set didn't even need to come back. But yeah, that's a Fortune game. It's with Brawlers. Normally don't do Brawlers, do like, what's it called? Slayers or Mages. And I'll be coming out with a video at like 3 hours. It's going to be like 7 or 8 games of like only Fortune and getting all the way to Diamond. I went into the games from Platinum all the way to Diamond, just like only playing Fortune. It's really fun, so definitely look out for that. Videos will be out soon, hopefully sometime early this week. But yeah, apart from that, if you guys are new, go ahead, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.